In this episode, I'm going to be taking a look at another brand new 2023 men's fragrance release that you probably haven't heard of, and I'm pretty sure that no other reviewer has covered it yet on YouTube, so I'm pretty excited to bring you an exclusive first look at it. This is called It's Time, and it's by legendary UFC Octagon announcer Bruce Buffer. I actually stumbled across it by accident because I sometimes watch the Logan Paul podcasts, and he was a guest on the show, and he gave both the hosts a bottle each just as a gift, and they both seemed to be really blown away by it, so I thought I'd check it out and let you guys know what I think of it. I did actually think that it was going to be pretty expensive judging by the look of it, but it's actually quite affordable. So to find out all you need to know about this one, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul, and today's all about this one called It's Time by Bruce Buffer, which is an amber fougere fragrance for men, and it comes in an eau de parfum concentration. I actually picked up this 100ml size bottle from Amazon for just £49, which I will leave a link to down in the description, but it does frequently go off sale on there, and apparently it's currently the fastest selling new fragrance on the Amazon website, so I will also leave links to anywhere else that I come across it, which might make it a little bit easier for you guys to get hold of. Okay, so into the presentation, and the box comes in a metallic gold and gloss black colourway, and the gold parts of the box have a textured finish. On the front is the name of the scent and the Bruce Buffer signature printed just underneath, and then there's also the size and the concentration just below that, also printed in a gloss black. At the top is another signature, and then around the back is the name of the scent again, and also loads of product information printed underneath. Finally, down at the bottom is where you'll find the barcode and also the batch code, which is 210709IV on this particular one. The box does look really nice, but the one thing I did notice straight away is that you can actually feel and hear the bottle sliding about inside as you're taking off the outer cellophane, and it's just not secured in place in any way, which I've just found a little bit strange, but I suppose it's only a minor thing, and the box does actually look and feel quite high premium quality. As you open it up, you'll find another little bit of text inside which reads, "Face each day with confidence, skill and warrior spirit." And then there's also another Bruce Buffer signature underneath that. And I think the bottle itself actually looks really good and way more expensive looking than what the price would suggest. It's completely finished in a gold metallic colourway, and I presume the shape of the bottle is inspired by a microphone design maybe. On the front again is the name of the fragrance printed in black, as well as being embossed 4 times into each side of the cap. At the top is yet another signature etched into it, and on the whole I think the packaging and the design of this particular product looks really good. The cap is a click-on style, and it just feels fairly weighty and well made, and then there's a gold atomizer underneath which just delivers a really nice decent smooth blast of juice, so it really does feel like a premium quality product when you've got it in your hand. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this one are cardamom, apple and bergamot. The heart notes are orange blossom, nutmeg, amber and vanilla, and the base notes in this are tonka beans, cedarwood and suede. Okay, so this one opens up with lots of fruity sweetness from the apple, blending with the other sweet notes of vanilla and tonka beans. But there's also some zesty tart bergamot up top, and also a hint of spicy green cardamom. And the first thing that it reminded me of from the initial spray was a slightly more grown up and refined version of Ultra Male by Jean-Paul Gaultier. So if you're familiar with Ultra Male and how that one smells, or even Date by Fragrance One, this kind of sits in the same ballpark as those two fragrances. The opening is super sweet and playful, and you do get a big blast of juicy fruitiness for the first few minutes. And even though it's not exactly the same smell as Ultra Male, you're not going to fail to notice and pick up on the similarity between the two. However, as this one dries down, that intense bubble gummy sweetness does die down a bit, and it turns into more of an ambery, leathery kind of sweetness for the most part, whereas Ultra Male retains that fruity, bubblegum type sweetness for much longer. This also has more of a dusty, powdery texture when it settles down, and you will definitely notice the suede notes and also the nutmeg come through after the first 15 or 20 minutes. This is a really likeable, mass appealing type fragrance with more of a designer fragrance quality rather than being a niche type scent, and there's absolutely nothing challenging in this one whatsoever. So I'd say it's a really safe blind buy if you like sweeter style fragrances. It's fairly intense and sexy and masculine smelling, and it's just one that'll definitely get you a boatload of compliments. Yeah, this is one that's better suited to wear in cooler weather conditions, and it's more of a night out fragrance than it is to wear during the day casually or as an office scent. It'd be a great date night scent, and I think it's one that women will absolutely love smelling on a man. And even though I mentioned that it's more grown up and sophisticated than Ultra Male, it is still quite playful and youthful, so it's probably best suited to younger guys, maybe in their 20s or early 30s, although the dry down is definitely more universally appealing, and maybe older guys would probably prefer the far dry down over the super fruity sweet opening. The performance is decent enough, and it starts out very strong with a really big projection for the first hour or so, but then it really settles down and just sits a bit closer to the skin. I've actually only worn it a handful of times, and I've not really been around other people whilst I've worn it, but I think it's one of those fragrances that will do enough to get you noticed and complimented for maybe 4 or 5 hours in, but after that you'll need to go directly to where you first sprayed it to kind of be able to detect it. So I'd say it's not the longest lasting scent that I've ever worn, but it's definitely not a slouch either, so decent enough for the price that you're going to pay for it. Okay, so in summary, this is a deliciously fruity sweet fragrance, and if you've never smelled Ultra Male and you aren't familiar with that particular scent DNA, then I think you'll absolutely love this one when you smell it for the first time. It's a fragrance that a very high percentage of people will really enjoy, so like I said earlier, it's a super safe blind buy to either pick up for yourself or to buy as a gift for your dad, your brother, your son or your boyfriend, especially if they're into mixed martial arts with it having that UFC connection. It's nicely presented and it performs really well, so I think the price is just about perfect value for money for what you get with this one. It's not the easiest to find, so you might need to wait for it to come into stock at a couple of places, but definitely one that I'm sure you'll enjoy if you can manage to pick up a bottle and get your hands on it. Okay, so that's about it for this latest episode, and I've got a few more brand new designer releases on the way, as well as 3 or 4 more Middle Eastern smell-alike scents to talk about over the next week or so don't forget to keep your eyes peeled for those. I'm also going to get back to talking about my latest hauls from the Perfume Parlour and also the Essence Vault, so to all the people who have messaged me recently down in the comments asking for more reviews from these 2 particular brands, you don't have to wait too long for some more reviews. And as always, if you've got any value from this video and you've found it useful, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to also subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts and your critiques on all of the fragrances that feature in these reviews, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in that comments section. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Bye bye for now.